a lot of mobility on the side of the Valley right now.
You talked about them needing that late game win chance because it locked in all early first 3 picks. And with Claude, you get that. Once you get to that 12-minute, 15-minute team fight, Claude's going to roll it himself, right? And so I think Roger, Paquito, Matilda can give them the bridge to get Claude there if they need it. But hey, they might close the game out before that. You see these teams line up. You know Valley's aggressive. They've taken it early game advantages. But again, will it matter against TSU? TSU seems comfortable to sit back, take a couple of punches, but win the war.
Most definitely. You know, and earlier you were talking about the vision of this YSS, and I think another great advantage that this is, you know, TSU definitely looking like a bit more of an end game here, and having that vision is going to help them not fall into the traps that they normally would, you know, kind of give them a little bit more space and time to scale the way they need to here.
I want to see him pick on that Raph, get some early gold out of that because you know it's going to be weak early. The Cho tank is not going to be too tanky but very mobile, so don't maybe waste time on him, but if he gets in, burst him, right? The whole thing, the name of the game right now is get Roger some gold. And I think right now you just see him pushing in mid, preparing that as Roger farms up his buffs.
Yeah, definitely not the greatest early game taunt from TSU. Having that Raph as a tank, you know, she's going to be super squishy. I mean, having that Raph as a support, Tamal as a tank, they're a little on the squishier side. But we are seeing a nice engage from Gosayujin. Do they get a kill onto Tamal? They are trying to respond, but just poking. You know, just keeping it safe, but Tamal needs to be careful. I love the aggression of Lime right now. And as this is happening, Yuzong getting picked off in the river by that Roger.
Going for rotation, Pat called it out, and Roger came down and clapped him. But you saw right there, the Valley pushing into the jungle of TSU with 2 members and pushing 3 out.
Yeah.
They're completely dominating the jungle and letting Roger get a farm advantage. Not really a kill advantage thus far, although he did pick up the YZ. Getting the farm advantage, letting him run around the map unobstructed.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have this early game all day. If they can keep, that's their win condition. If they can keep up this fight and keep this lead and end this quickly. And as this is happening, Roger engaging onto them all, but he does have the mobility to kind of get out. But look at Gosayujin cutting through those 2 mid lane towers to close in and sandwich them. They're not able to secure it. Luckily, they have the mobility of that Chow and of that YSS, but still, the aggressiveness coming from the Valley right now, Ben.
Don't chase the Cho. Let him go. You know, if you can't burst him out, you're never gonna catch him, right? Don't let him waste your time right now. Focus on the Raph. Focus on the YSS. Don't let that YSS farm. Punish the Raph for being squishy early, right? And we see the Valley really just focus on farm a little bit. And I think they chilled out a little bit from last game, and they realized, okay, TSU can clap back here. Let's take this one a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical as they're playing this Roger.
Yeah, the rotations of them right now are very clean, very smooth. Even that Claude coming up as Turtle was up, just in case. You know, like, yeah, he just had to go back to base, and he lost a little bit of his bottom lane. But he was ready for a team fight if it happened, and they're playing very smooth. A nice ult coming in from Kagura, landing on that Rafaela, but in comes Alice, doing some stun onto Lime. The YSS is able to secure the kill, but they quickly respond. Roger having to run away, though. And this is TSU getting a little bit of a comeback. You know, they've shortened that gold lead. It's only 900 now. You know, they've lost a Turtle. They are down in kills, but this is what we saw last game, Ben.
On the 2-0, you know, and that's Roger's acceleration. It seems like Roger always picks up 2 kills in the first 4 minutes when he's playing, right? He just gets those couple of kills and he starts to get accelerated. And they're really playing it slow around Roger. I would expect a lot more dives to have been happening thus far. But you see Cho walking in 4. Will he die for it?
Oh, but look at that. In, out. I'm seeing if he can get the pick or not, you know? And you know who he's aiming for that Roger. Like, he jumps in, and I love how he knows his limits. Like, he just jumped into 4 people and was able to get out comfortably.
Yeah, I think anytime you're hitting Cho in this early game, you're probably wasting your time because you don't have a burst to kill him. And he's honestly just checking in and annoying the hell out of people. Getting vision, knocking people around, getting out, recalling, going back in the map and doing the same thing. TSU has such a vision advantage in this game because Cho can get in and out and he can go check a bush, get out, no problem. They have the YSS to secure everything. But the Roger's still farming. He is 2-0, and I want to see some turret dives.
Oh my god, here it is. This is what you wanted. They do get the kill onto that Raph, and he jumps in. He gets kicked back by Tamal. Tamal comes in with the ult, but maybe just using that to get away. It seemed like YSS just isn't able to output. And we talked about vision, and that right now is like the key to TSU's victory. They just need to get this YSS to scale, and the only way they can do that is by having vision and not letting him die. Luckily, he is at 1-0 right now, Ben.
Yeah, and the Alice you saw was a big part of that, and YSS actually got the kill. So wonderful selection of who to get that kill onto. Again, fighting a Cho might be wasting your time, but Raph may come give it over. She gets out as well. A lot of super mobile team coming out from both squads, but as that Raph scales and that YSS and the Cho, that's going to get really nasty in the mid to late.
Yeah, Gosu Yuzi in a bad spot, but he quickly responds. Kagura is there to back him up, but I think they're going to get the kill here. Alice doing some nice DPS. They're chasing him down. Look at Raph. She comes in, she gets a basic hit, she pops the first skill and takes out Paquito. It's now a 2 for 3. Finally, TSU coming back a little bit. Turtle is up, Ben.
Yeah, I think TSU's got to play around Roger a little bit more. He's getting, honestly, some great picks in there, but it seems like it's not really their focus. It seems to have been Matilda roaming around and just causing a problem, but hasn't really capitalized. So with a little bit slower of a start to this game, I think that favors TSU as things move forward. See him taking Turtle right now, which is not how we would have expected this first Turtle to go.
Oh, the ultimate of Matilda coming in. Gosu Yuzi wanting to contest this Turtle. Will they take the fight here? I love the back and forth of YSS right now. Pride coming in dragon form, doing a little bit of damage. A nice kick from Tamal on to that Roger. He's going to get taken out, I think, here. Does he escape? One hit coming in. He is able to get out of there with a little bit of heal, but Tamal not wanting to stop. Lime taking some more poke damage. TSU does secure that Turtle. A nice win in that team fight, even though no one died.
I see Alice getting some farm time, a little bit of a pack-in. I love Tamal on this show. You were right to expect it and want it and be hype about it because it is playing amazing right now. He's in, he's out, he's got vision, he's being annoying. He's making things really difficult for the side of TV. TV can't go too deep because one choke kick on the right guy, this whole thing switches around.
Yeah,
so honestly,
definitely.
I think it's an incredible draft by them thus far. And the Alice is only going to become more and more of a problem as time goes on.
Oh, a nice combo, though, from that. But in comes Tamal Doctor doing some nice damage on the Guapsi. He does just flicker out. The mobility of both teams is wonderful, but the Valley having an advantage. They do take out that Alice, and Roger keeps on coming. YSS able to get some poke damage back. But it seems like the Valley doesn't want to stop here. We do have Gosu Yuzi sitting in this bush. Is he going to try to get a pick? Do they try to take this mid lane tower? They have 3 minions with them. They're closing in, but a nice knock-up coming in from Tamal onto that Matilda, but the fight is happening. Now we see Gosu Yuzi getting some nice poke damage. Pride forced to retreat. Nice hit from Roger onto that Yuzong. This is now TSU getting pushed back, Ben.
I don't think I've ever seen Roger played like this in such a reactive position of what TSU is doing. The Valley's getting in their face and just forcing them, daring them to take a fight, and TSU fell for it right there. They took a couple of fights and they paid for it dearly. Roger's continuing to scale, but the Valley, something I haven't seen them do before, is they're not getting too greedy. They're not going too deep.
Yeah.
They're taking like the bare minimum they're offered and they're going somewhere else. And you want to see this Roger get involved. I mean, this Alice get involved. I just think she's trying to do it too early right now. You need a little bit more time on the clock with her, and then Alice will be really ready to wreck this team fight.
Yeah, I think, Claude's doing a wonderful job. Like, we talked about the mobility of the Valley in the very beginning, and like the flickering, able to get in and out, and Roger and all these things, them all just being able to go in, and they're doing, and like you said, they're doing such a great job. The average team would have really tried to force that mid lane tower earlier,
Yeah.
but they just took their kill and they went to new lands. Roger went and stole a tower up top, and now they're ready for this Lord. They're playing a much more textbook game than what we saw last time.
Yeah, really slowed it down, being way more methodical. But honestly, now we're starting to see him really accelerate the pace of this game, daring them to step out and try Lord.
A nice pick on Roger. Roger picking someone off. The ult of Clint does come in. Look at the damage on Zamal. This is now Team the Valley maybe trying to clean things up. They didn't even stay on Lord. They baited it. Forced the side of TSU to come and engage. And like you said, they want to fight. They know that they can't win pushing it, but if they can get TSU to engage them, they have a chance.
I think the Valley really did a great job of identifying TSU's win objectives was neutral objectives and turrets and playing to that and saying, okay, we'll just go fight at every single one of them. You're not going to trade us for it anymore.
God, and I was really worried. Oh my, I was worried they were taking that Lord and they're all sitting at like half health, and I'm like, this could be a chance for TSU to come in. You know, Lord is crashing on all of the Valley, but even then, someone comes in and they just melt them down so quickly. Guapsi right now finally scanning, but a nice kick, and they take out Guapsi as I'm talking about him, Ben.
Man, Tamal, I'm loving his single peel and CC heroes. His Jawhead, his Chow, really making a big stand for TSU in some moments right here. And while Claude isn't the guy you want Roger right now. Delaying Claude's not bad. Take what you can get. Absolutely great identification of, hey, nobody else here. We can pick this guy right now for free. Let's get him, right? Tamal's playing really well. I'm enjoying this gameplay.
Yeah, I think they may be able to take this mid lane tower, though. TSU not quite wanting to give it up, but they are buying time for Yuzong in the top lane up against the Lord. Able to maybe save that top tier tower, and they do. And I think, you know, by picking off that Claude, they were able to buy the time they needed. They were able to withstand that push, and the Valve wasn't able to get anything. But look at another kick from Jamal coming in on a Gosu Yuzi. Wow. He's taken out and pushing the tower. This is the fight that TSU wants, but they step back. They step back, and that is what's genius about these high-level teams. But the Valley closing in. They don't want to let them step back. A big clean sweep from the Valley, diving under the top tower and taking out 3 members from TSU, Ben.
I think the Valley has done such a good job of slowing their roll a little bit, realizing TSU isn't a team you can just roll over, and respecting them a little bit more and waiting till these dives are just too good. Roger may be a little deep here.
Yeah, he's a little deep for sure. He did dive. He's all the way in there. And a nice stun. Can he get out? The tower shot takes him out. And the kill goes to young Ramiel, Ben.
Yeah, I just think the Valley really identified that they got to slow it down a little bit and be a little bit more methodical. And you've seen Roger play almost painfully slow and just nope, we're not going to dive that. No. This team is too good. If we give them a couple mistakes, they will pop back. And just as that top level team, knowing how far you can go and at what you can take away without giving the opponent an opportunity to punish you, I think is an excellent adaptation by the Valley in this series so far.
Oh, and nice ult from Claude, though. He is starting to do some nice damage onto that Alice. Like, he's the counter to that Alice right there, and he does good. He's able to keep his range, poke at her, and push them back. TSU was able to get that blue buff and not let the Valley steal it. So, like, I like how even though they're behind right now, they're still making sure they get the gold and some of the objectives they need to stay in the game.
4K down at 12 minutes isn't like massive, but it is a good little bit. TV is definitely in the lead here, right? But you see the Valley, a high level team, it's not over yet. The Valley's going to have to dive them in a precarious position now that all objectives are off the map. There's nothing left for, if TSU doesn't step out of their base, there's nothing but Lord in 50 seconds that can really tempt TSU to come out of their base, right? So I don't think you're going to see anything major happen unless it's a mistake happen before that Lord. And honestly, this YSS pick has not been used to a great effect for me. I don't think this was one of their top level plays for their jungler, and I think you can see it here. It's just not popping off quite yet. Maybe it comes back in the late game and does a little bit more damage, but you're looking for the Alice and the YZ and Tamal's picks here rather than anything from the YSS so far.
Yeah, and TSU is playing so patient right now. You know, you talked about how they're not worried, they don't need to come out of the jungle, but they know that they're out there. They know they want to take this fight, and that's where we see so many teams slip up. When they're pushing their base, one of them goes out and gets picked off, but TSU just does such a good job at pushing back. And as we're talking about, Tamal coming in, checking these bushes. Is he going to pay for this, though? In comes Makito with a nice knockup, but the heal from Rafaela is life-saving, Ben. Lord is up now. The Valley trying to secure it. Can TSU contest it? We have Pride in dragon form doing some knockaround, but he's quickly tagged off by Gosu Yujin. They now have a nice position, but we now see TSU coming in. They are doing something here. They are pushing the Valley back, and now the Lord cannot go to them. Look at the flicker in from that Alice. Both teams just moving so fast right now, Ben.
Yeah, the Alice is hit to the point of the game where if you group up, she's gonna punish you, and you can see TV realizing that and saying, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Even though we just got to pick, we're a kill up in this. There's Alice in a team fight, and we do not want any of that smoke before we take Lord." Now with the minions pushing back into the blue side of the base, you can see TV take control of that complete area again, secure the area, and then start up Lord again.
Yeah, I love how Tamal didn't use his ult on that Kagura right there. He could have. He could have did it, but he waited for the right moment. But maybe he should have done it, because now Guapsi coming in with that Clawdle and quickly melting down that Alice. A nice knock-up from Tamal, pushing back Guapsi, but it's just not enough. The Valley may not even need to wait for Lord. The lanes are frozen, though. The taunting is here. I don't... they know they lost that first game, but they're trying to show off in the second one here, Ben.
Yeah, I don't know if you're down one game, what you're taunting on, here. But hey, Mobile Legends player are a rare breed. They are a toxic rare breed, my friend. So
no, it's not toxic, man.
Oh, sorry, not toxic at all.
It's all friendly.
It is sportsmanship shown among teams. That is a sign of sportsmanship. As you can see, Lord barreling down in the bottom wave. They're going to push all lanes. And look at this high-level play, crashing all waves at the same time. Incredible gameplay thus far.
Yeah, oh my god, look at the burst damage, though, coming on to YSS. That is the pick that the Valley needed. Another one onto Alice as Lord takes down the inhibitor. I think this is it, Ben. They're closing in. There's not much that TSU can do. There's a few minions. At this point, all we're going to see from the Valley is do some taunting, but no. Pride coming in, getting a nice knockup. He is surviving. He is taking out members, but he quickly falls down, and that is the end for TSU in Game 2. Lord is going to finish off the Nexus.
What sportsmanship shown at the end of that, man.
Yeah.
Really showing some incredible moves. But you saw the Valley just get one pick. They had all the minions pushing at the